I like the idea of school. It gives you routine. Ever since you started the first day of kindergarten, that's when you started implementing these routines. School is good for finding a sense of purpose, finding direction, and it also builds community. You find friends, you feel like you're part of something. So I like the idea of it. I like the idea of going to school and feeling like there's a sense of direction, feeling like you know what you're doing, you're going and getting it. You know, it's like your job before you get a job, right? That's school. That's what's embedded in your brain. But when you graduate high school, why does a person go to college? You know, what's the real reason that you go to college? I went to college. I graduated from high school and I was part of dual enrollment while in high school. So I was getting college credits, but I went to a community college because I didn't know what else to do. You know, you graduate high school and you just already feel like this pressure that you need a path. You need to know what you want already. You know, you need to have this career in mind. You know, like that's very overwhelming for a high school graduate. You know, you're only like 18, maybe not even, and you're just trying to figure it out. You know, what do you do? What's the next step? For me, it was community college because it was going straight from high school to the next thing right around the corner. It was in the same city. So I was able to just merge. I was able to merge from high school to community college. It wasn't much different. It was just, you know, higher education, less classes. You have like 4 classes for a semester, but they're long classes and you're sitting there taking notes, listening to the professor. The community college route is good. You know, it's good for replacing high school. You know, if you don't know what you want to do, if you don't know what college you even want to apply for, go to a community college because it keeps the brain functioning. It keeps the brain flowing. If you just don't go anywhere straight out of high school, you're going to leave yourself a little more confused. I say this because the first day of kindergarten, you are starting this routine of going to school. K through 12. Almost 18 years of your life, you are going to school. So you need to cater into that routine for yourself. If you graduate high school and you just don't do anything after high school, you're going to be confused. You're going to be more confused than ever. You know, you have to do something. And if you don't know what it is, at least go to a community college for at least 1 year. 2 semesters, 1 year. It's not even as expensive as applying to a university, applying to a private college. I'm telling you, go to a community college after high school. It's just going to keep the blood flowing, keep the education going. You know, you'll find it. You know, you will find it. You have to trust in yourself that you will find what you like to do. You know, that's pretty much the game of life. Figure it out, put yourself in situations to figure it out. But after community college, I went there for a year. I did 2 semesters, so I did fall and spring. After spring, I actually wanted to apply to a private university. I was really, really interested in human psychology. You know, that's a given, right? Like, who isn't interested in psychology? Like, let's be real here. Whenever you're talking about psychology, everyone is listening. You know, everyone kind of likes that type of whatever. But psychology, that was my interest. You know, I told myself, you know, I'll go get a degree in psychology. Like, I can do that. I love psychology. Like, that's cake. So also, I had so many classes that were part of psychology starting from high school to college. So it made sense. You know, I took AP courses for psych and stuff. So I told myself, you know, I'm going to pick a major now. You know, my major was kind of unidentified. It was just like there because I was at a community college, just wanted to take my basic courses, you know, math, science, writing, whatever. But psychology. I picked psychology and I went into a university. I applied to a private university and got accepted. I did the whole essay and everything. I had all of my credits. I had everything I needed. I went. Private university. I'm there, right? I'm telling myself, I'm getting a degree in psychology, you know? So I'm there. This university is not very known for psychology. This university that I got accepted to was a business university. So in my head, I'm just like, well, I might as well major in psych and then minor in business, like business administration or management, whatever, you know, just pick a business minor. So I had, the funny thing is I only had one psych class and everything else was business classes as a psych major. So I basically put myself in a position to either go full-fledged with psychology or learn some new stuff about business, you know, just feel like I'm getting some sort of criteria through business. Long story short, we're a whole year into this university and the pandemic hit, right? Pandemic 2020 that it hit? Yeah, spring 2020. 2019, I was in college. I was in a university studying, going to college. I was in the classroom studying. 2020, spring, COVID, pandemic, the spring break happens, right? Spring break, this is a global thing, or at least nationwide because it's spring break, but all colleges and universities shut down during spring break. And then we went into, you know, learning online mode. We were all learning online and we were doing what we had to do, doing our homeworks, finishing up the semester, finishing the year. After that year, I dropped out. I said, I'm done. Like, what? I'm done. The experience of going to college was worth it. It was everything because I went to the classroom. I actually went to the college to learn. I was in state, so it wasn't expensive. It's expensive, but it wasn't as expensive. But yeah, I had the experience. You know, I had the college experience. I looked into all the classes that I was interested in, business, psychology, and I told myself, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even know what direction I'm going in. You know, I like psychology, but is there a future in psychology for me? You know, is there anything that I can do with that degree that I actually enjoy? No, I don't want to actually be a psychologist. I don't. You know, I just like the idea of learning human psychology. You know, you can like learning something, but do you like actually doing it? You know, there's a difference and you have to learn that for yourself. You have to learn the things you like and the things that you would actually enjoy doing for the rest of your life. That's a very big commitment, you know? And so after a year of me being in the university and also having these business classes, I learned a lot about marketing, advertising, business administration, all of those types of business, you know, vocabulary type, whatever. I learned all of that while I was in freaking college. And so while I'm doing very well in those classes, I'm excelling in my business classes, I'm just telling myself, you know what? I could just start a business. I can just start a business. I can be an entrepreneur. I will be an entrepreneur. That's what I told myself. When I quit college, when I dropped out of college, because I didn't drop out of community college. I dropped out of a private university that I got accepted to, that I had potential to go get a degree in, right? But the degree, is that worth more than the business? You know, having a business, you don't need a degree to have a business. You need a degree to go be a doctor. You need a degree to go, like, I just think having a degree is not the clear-cut path. It's not, because if you don't know exactly what you're doing, if you don't know exactly what you're doing it for, it's not worth it because you're just going to be in debt. You're going to be in debt. Is debt worth it? Because then you got to pay it off. I think the very toxic cycle of college is when you start going to college, you tell yourself that you're studying for a degree that would pay off your debt. That's the toxicness of going to college. You tell yourself you're going to make more money than the debt you're accumulating every day going to college. That's a toxic cycle. You know, if you don't know exactly what you're doing, you're just going to accumulate debt to the point where it's part of your baggage in life. You know, you have to make money to pay it off. Luckily, I am debt-free. I do not need to worry about debt in order to start a business. Debt can be useful, but college debt, come on. People have thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt just going to college. And who's to say they even amounted to anything? College is not always the answer. You are the answer. Do you want to go to college? College is fun. You know, college can be an experience, but I feel like if you give yourself too much of the experience, you are going to set yourself back financially just through debt, just through deciding going to college, because going inside of a college building is already worth money. You are paying money to just apply to these colleges. It's money. You're paying for it. You know, routine is great. Routine is great. K through 12 is free, right? That's free. The routine of going to college is good for you, but what's not good for you is you questioning what you're doing. You know, that's not good. I quit college because it didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense. I was like paying so much money for me to just not know what I'm doing. You know, like I don't know what I want to do with my life. So why am I going to waste more time accumulating all this debt, accumulating all of this, you know, stress onto myself, homework, because it's a lot of work to go to college. You don't just go and get the degree. You got to earn the degree, right? So you got to earn something that you actually want. You know, you don't tell yourself you're going to college just to go to college. You know, of course, my parents were happy. My parents were freaking over the moon for me. But this is my life. You know, I have to pick what I like to do. I have to pick what I enjoy doing with my life. And right now, I am using human psychology to even talk on camera. I am building a business in front of me. And I'm so proud of myself because I could be in college knee deep in debt and also confused. So anyone who has just graduated high school or who is thinking of going to college, you're not the only one who is confused. You are not the only one who thinks that's the answer, okay? And it is a spiral, toxic cycle to think that any job could just pay all that debt of your college. You have to really, 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 really want it for that to be worth it. Seriously. So, I would recommend for anyone to follow your intuition. You know, don't follow your heart, don't follow your emotions, follow your intuition. You know, if you like something bad enough, if you like a major bad enough, if you want to go be an engineer, do it. Believe in yourself though. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself enough to go through with it, don't, because you're just going to be in debt. So, this is why I brought up why I dropped out of college. I feel like I need to start bringing in some more personal narratives. I need to bring in my story a little more because this is a very raw part of my life, a very sensitive part of my life. You know, this was during the pandemic. So to make this type of decision was a huge decision in my life. It has dictated a lot of things up until now. So I recommend any high school graduate to at least challenge your mind before you make a decision. Challenge yourself. Don't just make a decision. Yeah, I got a little personal with this one today. I'm really passionate I love school. I really do. I don't have anything bad to say about school. It's just about your intentions. What are your intentions? The only thing bad about school is how expensive it is. That's really how bad it is, but everything's expensive nowadays, so yeah. thank you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.